Hey there. You're watching the Jessa Channel on YouTube. I'm Jessa, and today I am here with more Skyrim. Kinlen and her companions, her two hounds, and Brock are ready to head out of beautiful, well, okay, maybe not so beautiful at the moment, Solitude, in search for a rumored fantastic healer to add to Kinlen's elite fighting force that she is preparing to storm the gates of Windhelm. It is no better out here than in there, though I would not know why it would change, but I had a silly hope. Ah, and I noticed pulling back that Kinlen is not wearing her winter gear. Let's put that on her. There we go. Kinlen's wet weather gear. I don't know, it seems though that wearing a fur cloak in the rain would probably just make you smell like wet dog. But we're going to be walking along some of these mountainous paths here in this direction, heading up to where Maik happens to be, and we will check in with Maik as well on the way. Kinlen tucks her hood up around her face and tightens her scarf around her throat. Not at all interested in getting sick. And to keep warm, she's going to break into a little bit of a run here. Kinlen can really book it when she needs to, as you can see. She definitely won't run everywhere, because it's exhausting. That's the first path. Let's take a look at the map. That's the way up to the Thalmor Embassy, and we want to be heading to Fort Hragstad. There. So we're going to take the next path on the right. Oh, what I would not give for a bit of coffee or hot tea. But it will be a long time before my feet sit before a fire this evening. I hope this healer is worth all this trouble. Kinlen runs along and then occasionally looks back to see how the dogs are keeping up. There they are, there's Scout and Brock. And as she runs, she thinks about the letter she received from her father that we... Ah, yes, it looks like this is my path. That we read at the end of the last episode, which basically said that it was from her father, General Tullius, and it said, and without mincing too many words, that she was to... Oh. What is that? Hounds to me! I think not! Oh, well, she's already dead, so I was gonna use a magic potion, a poison, but there is that taken care of with very little problem. It looks like she was fighting with a flame Atronach, though. Kinlen looks carefully around. What is that? Oh, this does not bode well. If I remember from my studies, I believe that is a Dremora from Oblivion. But what would such a thing be doing here? Nice, a great sword of smoldering, burning the target. Kinlen's a little afraid to touch that, but she feels the power of its enchantment and quickly plucks it away from the body and then backs up. Brock, need you. I need you to carry this. Open your backpack, my friend. And Brock agrees, takes a look at the sword, runs his finger along the blade and cuts his finger a bit, and putting it in his mouth, he sucks the blood off. Notices that his finger is now very hot, just quite on the edge of burning. That's a strong blade, he says. I might like this enchantment for myself.
All right.
We'll see what I can do to give it to you. The enchantment, I mean. Not the blade. That troubles me so. I should write a letter to Father and let him know. As she's walking along, looking carefully for that, wondering where that fire elemental went to, she continues to consider her current predicament with her father. Oh, it is cold, but I'm a bit too tired to walk. Need a little bit of a break. Finally! The rain stops. I much prefer the snow, because it is less likely to leave you soaked to the skin and cold. If I recall correctly, Fort Hregstad is this way. So as you can see, Kinlen still has on her face paint, defiant, refusing to take it off despite the letter that General Tullius sent her, that she received this morning when she woke. And yes, I believe the fort is up here. There's a part of me that understands the way Father is thinking about this. I mean, I am representing the Imperial Legion and the Emperor himself, but he's not giving it a chance. He just thinks it is barbaric. If he wanted me to gain the side of the orcs, then I have to... Well... clear. I have to... integrate myself. Really understand their ways of fighting and thinking. Lest they be short-term allies rather than long. The fort looks well. The patrols are on time, working as they should be. And the banner still flies. Good. This is what I wish to see when I enter a fort held by the Empire.
Yeah, I know what you mean.
Ho there! Excellent work, I see. No trouble? Where's your commander?
I'm still
I will head that way.
Arrow. I hate archers. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Kinlen trots up the stairs, still thinking about her father's words, but concentrating on finding Maik.
Imperial armor is damn heavy. Yeah, I know what you mean.
Soldier? Well, so everything's running smoothly, but Maik is actually not here. And funny story, Very funny story. So Maik is actually, as you well know, not a follower. He's not someone who is works as a follower in any way. However, using the wonders of amazing follower tweaks, we just happened to run into him. I love how they're standing lookout at certain different places. That's fantastic. But anyway, we just happened to run into him in the first chapter of Kinlen's story. And he had a bow on his back. He was interesting to Kinlen. She was new to Skyrim and could have used a friend. And so, yeah. Excuse me, Sojo. It would be nice if I could do something like gather the soldiers and give them a speech or a roll call or something, but oh well. Ah, there he is. He's moved from his location where he was at, so that's good. At least he is actually sandboxing or moving about in the property. But anyway, before I show you him, so Maik is he's actually a, what is it called? A radiant quest, or a he just shows up as you're traveling Skyrim. So when Kinlen grabbed him as a follower, he worked fine. And then as the first part of season 1 went on, we left him here at Fort Hragstad after we took it from the Stormcloaks to hold it for the Imperials. Everything has worked fine, except for one tiny, inconsequential little detail. Let's see where he went. He was just in the middle of this. He just ran off because I was standing here talking. The last time he was here, he was up there sitting down and looking over the courtyard. Pretty cool. Now, where did he go? If I can't find him, this is going to be very embarrassing. He's very easy to spot because he has a Khajiit with a tail, and there's very few other Khajiits walking around this fort. And also, darn it. Doggone it, I've got to find him. He's also missing his armor. He is walking around in his skivvies. And yeah, he was just in this courtyard when I looked down a minute ago. I wonder if he went inside or whatnot, or is walking the perimeter. But hold, the mod that I have to have him stay is called Hold and Defend. And as you can see, it works wonderfully. A follower will stay and hold the location. You can leave more than one follower. You can leave a number of followers there.
When are we going to see some action?
But the neat thing is that every once in a while when Kinlen's been out on the roads, she will see Maik, a different version of him, I guess. I'm guessing that the radiant kind of encounters system that runs couldn't find Maik because I had him here. So they just, you know, made a new made a new copy of him, and there's 2 Maiks running around in my game, which, you know, besides that glitchiness, I see no real problem with. Ah, there he is.
Maik loves the people of Skyrim. Many interesting things they say to each other.
And he behaves exactly like he does on the road, except for this one little detail. So we're gonna fix this detail right now, using. Let's give him just some light armor. So I'm gonna go over here to. I guess I'll give him some Imperial armor, because that's just easy to search for. I'm going to do an item search. This is add item menu that I'm using. Fantastic. And works wonderfully for many reasons, not the least of which is giving your naked followers who have gone and crazy. What's your story for why Maik took his clothes off and the men are still listening to him as in his command? I don't know, maybe he just got very, very lonely. No one began to believe his lies anymore. They all started calling him Big Fat Liar. He lost his temper, threw his armor off the bridge. Maybe it was a bet. Maybe they were playing, you know, maybe a little bit of skooma was passed around under the table. You know, some Nord mead. Somebody opened up a case. Things happen. They should remain between men. So I don't, let's see. Let's find something that is, I don't know. Most of this stuff is a bit too much. Let's go to the armor section here. I can give him something modded. Major health. I'm not going to give him anything enchanted, as that feels a touch cheaty. But I haven't really got much to choose from. That's basically it. Let's, so I guess I'll give him this. There was some armor I saw up here that you usually see the Imperial, this? The Imperial, archers wearing. Oh, it's here. I see. Let me try sorting by class. That'll give me all the light armor in one place. I might not have any choice but to give him something enchanted. Let's see. Oh, here we go. Imperial light armor. I will take that. And so it'll remove it here, but the next time you search for Imperial, it will show up again. And it's showing me all the Imperial, anything named Imperial from Skyrim, the DLCs, and any mods I have installed that have something named Imperial in them. Let's give him some Imperial light boots as well, too. And what the heck, it's cold, even though he does have, he does have fur. Let's go, let's help the guy out a little bit and give him an Imperial silver, gold. They all look exactly the same to me. I guess maybe the logo on the back. We'll give him a cloak. So hopefully, let's see.
Mike does not understand what is so impressive about shouting. Mike can shout whenever he wants.
I can try to give it to him as a gift. Let's see if he'll put it on if I give it to him. If not, then I'll have to do it later on when I'm no longer recording. But he might wear it. We don't know. Let's see.
May you walk on warm sands.
Nope. Okay, well, the good news is that he's patrolling. The bad news is that he's nudie patootie. Okay. Well, he is a unique man, but his bow cannot be beaten. He has put in a request to me to give him some new armor as his fell... Well, he declines to let me know. He simply says it fell by the wayside. This is what happens when you leave the soldiers, and sometimes the nights are cold and long. So, this place that I need to go is a stone. Let me see if I can get a bit of view from up here. Well, it's certainly not out there, and I do not intend to take a swim. Let me look to see if I can find a path or some sort of opening in the woods. So where Kinlen is heading is to a, I think we need to head this way. To, I believe, the Lordstone? Or maybe it's the Serpent Stone. No, that's up north. Well, let me just stop guessing and see if I can... It's somewhere over here. In a slightly different direction than I'm heading. But I have been there before. So I have a general idea of how to get there. And by general, I mean really, really general. Here we go. So we're going to go back here. Some of you have played Skyrim for a gazillion hours and know which stone I'm heading to. Kinlen respectfully walks wide. Ah. Now, In the last episode, I had a hard time getting Kinlen to do an animation. And the simple reason why I had that hard time is because I wasn't doing it correctly. The animations are powers. So I'm going to just look because she does have... And after a while, I will begin to remember these. But I was trying to get her to do warm hands. I had set the animation, but I needed to press the shout key to get her to do it. That's why. What is this? Ah, there we go. So I'll show you how that works. As I've said before, my mod list is in the description box below. But anyway, Kinlen takes a look.
Sweeter on the tongue.
Out, and I've set that animation, and nope. Well, I'm just not having a good day today. What I was trying to do was look far, which is set to 3. I can set that as a shout like that, and she will look far. There you go. All that work for that payoff. Whoa! That's what happens when you have a custom skeleton. Very strange things happen in first person. But anyway, as Kinlen looks out here, she's going to walk just to be a little bit more careful. Running through the backwoods is a great way to get one shot by something. I see something ahead, Brock. I believe this is the place. There is said to be a mage who meditates here. I do not want to surprise him or anyone who has magic at the ready. Hello? Ah. This is what kept coming up that now I want to come up. This is for interesting, AFT allows me to tell my followers to kind of hang out here. As you can see, they will. Kinlen brushes off the snow from her cloak and then steps up. Hello? The Steed stone. There we go. You there. I come seeking your aid. Can you hear me?
And watch over us, souls of Aetherius, so that the bird may triumph over the serpent, and we may live in a world where champions can live as children once again.
Where do you go? Excuse me?
Ah, greetings, fair lady. Do not let me stand in your way. Pray to the stars that your mind be swift and your burdens light. But remember, the Steed's blessing will only grant those attributes to the body.
So, I'm sorry if you can't quite hear his voice. I don't know why, but this voice actor recorded this very low. And I think he's maybe supposed to be calm and mystical, but he mostly comes off half asleep, unfortunately. So, this is Valgar from Interesting NPCs, and actually, I'm going to
Farewell.
change the settings here and raise the voice up a little bit and see if that helps. And also to get him so that my followers
cuts deeper than any sword.
So that my followers are not wandering around the background and being very distracting. I am Kinlen, Questa in the Imperial Legion, and I seek your aid. I understand that you are a healer of some report, and also a mage user. I can see by your robes that may be true. Is it true that you are a healer, and if so, where did you train?
Well, magical talent runs through my family, but I was intent on becoming a soldier.
Oh.
Thankfully, My father was the type to encourage his sons to pursue their goals, even if he quietly disapproved of the pursuit.
Well, I am a soldier of sorts, myself. But your father did not want you to become a soldier. Why?
No. He was proud of me, but not my vocation. I never realized this until after the war, when I asked him about restoration. That's when I saw his eyes light up for the first time. The old man had no idea what he was in for. I consumed book after book, tome after tome. I outlasted the oil and the lamps, and the wax and the candles. My father wondered if he should have taught me alteration instead. At least then, I could read by mage light.
So you are trained in restoration. The school, I understand it, of healing. What skills do you possess?
I'll do my best to heal your wounds, as well as my own. I also possess knowledge in wards and stoneflesh. Preventing injuries, after all, is far more efficient than healing them.
Well, it seems that I require your aid. I plan, along with the help of the Imperial Legion and my other followers, including the Khajiit commander there at Fort Ragstad, if you have met him, my companion Brock just behind you, Gorbash Ironhand, and hopefully others, to take down the walls of Windhelm. I'm wondering, do you have any other schools of magic, destruction?
Every mage, regardless of the school they specialize in, knows a few destruction spells. For me, that was especially true, since I vowed to never again touch a sword. And of course, I did eventually learn to use mage light, at my father's behest.
So that you could read at night. Do you have any other talents that you could offer the cause that I have?
Not many, I'm afraid. When I'm not visiting the camps, I spend most of my time reading. Back in my soldier days, though, I did enjoy a brawl every now and then. If only all wars could be settled with sport.
My sport is the defeat of Ulfric Stormcloak. So you went to the Imperial camps and did the healing there. That is how I heard of your talents, but that you are no longer doing so, though you have healed some of my soldiers at the fort, and for that I am appreciative. Do you still partake in brawls? I do not need that kind of trouble in my ranks.
On occasion. The warrior is an important constellation. Athletics, competition. All of this is vital to developing the next generation. Matches allow us to cultivate that spirit without resorting to lethal violence. You fight hard and fight clean, and when it's over, you embrace your opponent as an equal.
Well, it seems that Brock is in agreement with you, as Brock nods over to Valgus. So, finally, your opinion. Could you stand by my side on behalf of the Empire?
Ulfric suffers from the same disease that afflicts all men of power. Ambition, greed. In the end, it drove him to murder, not just of King Torg, but all the soldiers, families, and victims of his tyranny. As such, I seek to heal the wounded, regardless of what colors they wear.
So you would heal the wounded for both Imperials and Stormcloaks?
I would. But the Stormcloak's a warrior fighting an Imperial, especially a former Legion soldier tend to their injured. It's unfortunate, but some wounds can't be healed with mere spells.
Well, I will need more of your aid in helping my men. If a Stormcloak goes down under my blade, I expect him to stay down. Finally, what brings you to Skyrim?
It was war, my lady. Wherever there are wounded, I will be. I journeyed to the various military camps across Skyrim to offer my assistance. That Lord Us and Sundas, however, You can find me at the Temple of Kinnereth. I offer what I have learned on my travels to the temple healers, so that they may spread the knowledge to others. They say a restoration mage can save more lives by teaching the principles of his craft, rather than practicing them. I aim to do both.
Fine, that is all the questions I have for now. So let's see if I can get him to follow. I think if I talk to him again... No, 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 no. I know he can be gathered as a follower, but I think to get around this, I'm just going to make him a follower. And that will take care of that.
A collar?
He is a custom follower that uses the standard follower system. You'd simply need to ask them to follow you or wait until they are willing to follow you. Well, I wanted to spare you a long conversation with him, and we could talk to him as we traveled with him, but unfortunately, I may have to have a long conversation with him. So we're going to ask where he hails, from where he hails. That's the last thing we need to ask him.
Near the southern border of Cyrodiil.
In Skingrad. Okay, so I just had to ask him one more thing. That's a small complaint that I have with with interesting NPCs, is that frequently the requirements are pretty long before you can just, you could ask the follower. And I know it's more realistic, however, it is tedious. Well, now that we have gotten to know each other a little bit, will you follow me in my cause against Ulfric Stormcloak?
Your current companion seems more than capable. You will be doing yourself a disservice by favoring me.
Okay, never mind. We are going to have to do it this way.
Sure.
We're going to have to grab him from in the brute force way, because he is saying that...
A sharp mind cuts deeper than any.
So I'm going to manage him with AFT. And that should cause him to set his clothes. And he is now a follower. Let's double check that. He can hold and defend this location. Yeah, defend that tree. Right there. If anybody touches that tree, I want you to just sock him one. You can brawl that. Okay. Put this down, and he is now a follower. Let's double check that, though, by heading over to Amazing Follower Tweaks and checking our NPC list. And that adds Valgus. And there you go. I should have just done that in the first place. And maybe I will next time I run into an interesting NPC who has a long dialogue tree. I'll just add him as a follower and then ask him the questions later on when we're traveling. Stop, ask him one question, later on stop, ask them another. I think it's a little bit more immersive and a little bit less tedious. Because with interesting NPCs, they want you to basically, get to know the NPC's entire story up front. And I don't know, let's travel for a while. Okay, so our followers are waiting. We're going to click follow me. This is one of the biggest reasons why I love Amazing Follower Tweaks, and won't use custom followers that don't allow me to put them on the Amazing Follower Tweak system.
This dog carries on.
Because let's make sure everybody's following. So we should have 2 dogs and two archers, actually. So I'm thinking that Brock should... Let's have Brock give him that sword. He can use a great sword. He's very good. Pretty good with two-handed. We'll see. We're going to take that back. And then trade with him.
Right.
I like Brock. He's a simple character. He actually has a... He has a... Let's give him that. Oh, he changed his hood. Cool. And I will set his combat up Yeah, he's definitely going to use that. That's great. I will set his combat style up to... Under tweak options here, you can set the combat style, and I'm gonna... General just means he'll use, just like a regular, you know, he'll use whatever. I'm gonna have him use two-handed weapons. So he'll just stick with that sword. Now, that's going to disable his magic. That's fine.
All right.
Brock never used magic. However, this follower does, or will, so we need to get him a staff as soon as possible. I don't think we have one sitting around handy. Nope. Didn't think so. Well, now that we are all gathered together as a merry band, our next point is to see where nearest battles have been, the nearest battles are, and join them, and retake some of the forts. Kinlen whips out her map, and actually I'm gonna go here, because what I'm looking for is here. Battle alert. Let's show battle alert on the map. Where is it? I do not see my little blinking thing. One of the forts down here, Fortimall, probably Fortimall. That's way the heck down there. And so they're going to have to do on their own. But what we will do is make our way to Fort Snowhawk, because in order to continue the Imperial quest line, we have to go to the Pale Imperial Camp. So we're going to head over to Fort Snowhawk and wait for a new battle alert. The reason why I'm not heading to that one is because it's so far away, and these respawn, I believe, every 3 days. So if you don't travel to this location, it'll respawn and come up again in some place that might be closer. That's all. Also, we'll need to make our way to Helgen. And I'll talk a little bit more about that in the next episode, but basically that's going to be part of Kinlen's plan for winning over or recapturing the favor of her father after she basically went full-on orc. She went orc, and things happened. But let's take a walk. And, oh, also, as we walk, he is a healer, and I don't know how healers work in vanilla. I don't know if they'll automatically cast their restoration spells. I have a feeling they don't. So, as we try and make our way through the wilderness back to the road, Kinlen is no ranger. I'll just make that really clear. She is no ranger. The fact that she can find her way is due to learning a little bit about the location of the sun, using her handy compass that she carries in her pocket, and that's actually a real thing that Kinlen carries. This compass. So using that compass, and then also just keeping an eye on the time with her Dwemer clock dial, which was a gift from her mother. Ah, yes, the fort is that way. And simply looking out for landmarks. Kinlen is a warrior through and through. So we're going to make our way back to the road. Yay! And as time grows late, well, it's about 7:30. It grows dark, but not necessarily late. Kinlen does have a lantern on there that I keep on for two reasons. One, because I'm an old lady and my eyes, I can't see as well as I used to. And it's dark. People who want to have darker dungeons and all that, I really want to see their optometry bill in a couple years. Because, ow, on your eyes. But in any case, I think Now that she's picked up this healer, that she'll walk as far as she can this evening. Kind of lost in her own thoughts, Brock and Valgar chat quietly amongst themselves about their best brawls. Brock is telling a tale, which could be true. Who could say? While Kinlen looks for the road. I hope we haven't passed it already. I can never tell. Let's take a quick look. Nope. Well, actually, it looks like we did. Kinlen trots back. Ah, yep, we did. Walked right past the signpost. Yep.
Hello? Who's there? Over here.
You'll be so much easier to run.
Bandits! Brock, I want to see you using that longsword or greatsword with skill.
Steed nigga swift.
Where are you? I hear voices. Fighting in the hills. You wield that magic excellently. Ah! Not wanting to blow her stamina. Is that Stormcloak soldier? Ah! The hounds being on it, of course. Kinlen tries to find out who her foe is. Friend or foe, it's hard to tell. That's Brock. Stay away from my hounds! Be careful with that magic! Oh! And the hounds are awesome because they always show her where the enemies are. I believe that I have a message for you! Message delivered. That was an ambush if I ever saw one, but your magic. That was well done. Well done. And you look as if you are unwilling to let anyone mess with you. He looks so angry right now, which is wonderful. He's like soft-spoken, sweet guy, except if you mess with them, or his companions.
Yeah?
I never have to worry about you. You're fine. You wielded that with some skill. They were waiting behind this ridge, and as we came down the road, they flanked us. And so near the fort. Well, smart battle tactics, but did them no good. Kinlen looks over the bodies.
Eyes forward. Never know when the hunt will call.
Well, in this case, we needed eyes backwards and behind our heads. If it weren't for the dogs. So, I'm now going to show you the last mod that I'm going to show you for this episode that I'm going to be setting up. Let's see if I can find it. Maybe I don't have it installed right now. I think I installed it and then to test it on a test save. But it is called Be a Healer. And it allows followers, such as the healer we have here, to actually heal and buff the party. And you can configure it for how you want the follower to do that. And it actually allows, I think it allows you to make any follower a healer. I'm going to actually use a follower who is a healer as part of his story and his skill set. But it does allow you to assign healing spells to people who aren't healers as well, too. It is called Be a Healer, and because I do not have it installed, because if I did, it would be right up here in my MCM menu, I will install it, get it set up, make sure it's working well, and then show it to you in the next episode. So, we're going to leave this episode here as Kinlen looks over the bodies of these fallen men and wonders if they could have been so foolish as to attack travelers who are, well, obviously I am an Imperial. So they know. They were probably looking out for the fort ready to attack that, and then waited until I left, and attacked us instead, thinking as a smaller party would be easier prey. Something they could report back to Ulfric Stormcloak. Well, report this to Ulfric Stormcloak! Get a hold of yourself, Kinlen. It grows dark. It's time for camp, and these bodies will have to be dragged off the road. And I'm going to end the episode there. I'm taking some time with the episodes to get into the swing of things, but I felt Kinlen and my natural role-playing style coming back in this episode, so please let me know how you felt about it in the comments below, and I'm really glad you joined me for it. If you liked what you saw, please hit the thumbs up button below. And if you loved it, join the party and subscribe. I'll see you back here for more of Kinlen's adventures in Skyrim as we head towards another battle and another day. And as always, thank you so much for watching.